These are the solutions for the 2.7 practice. Number 1, we have a review skill of PEMDAS. So I'm going to write my tool off to the side. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So first I see parentheses or grouping in brackets, and I even see parentheses within the brackets, so I will be doing that first. 8 minus 5 is 3. Everything else comes down. Now I still have parentheses to take care of. 3 times 3 is 9. Everything else comes down. No more grouping, but I do have exponents. 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. Everything else comes down. Done with exponents. Multiplication or division. I see division. 9 divided by 9 is 1. And lastly, 18 plus 1 is 19. Then we have reviewing adding decimals. 12 and 177 thousandths plus 3 and 9 hundredths. I need to line up my decimals. So I'm adding the same units. 7 plus 0 is 7. 16, 2, decimal point. They're all lined up. 5, 1. Now we're dividing decimals. I only see a decimal in my dividend, so I'll float it up to my quotient. 6 can't go into 2. It can go into 25 4 times. And 6 times 2 is 12. So my answer is 4 and 2/10. Next I have 38 and 79 hundredths. Divided by 9. Float my decimal up from my quotient, or from my dividend. 9 doesn't go into 3, it goes in 0 times. Now I think 38 divided by 9 is 4. 27 divided by 9 is 3. And 9 divided by 9 is 1. So my answer is 4 and 31 hundredths. Right? I ignore the 0. So this up is long division. I have 294 thousandths divided by 3. No decimals in my divisor, but in my dividend, I have a decimal. 3 goes into 0 0 times. 3 goes into 2 0 times. 3 goes into 29. 9 times 27. And 3 times 8 is 24. So my answer is 98 thousandths. Now I have 3 and 6/10 divided by 24. Float my decimal up. 24 goes into 3 0 times, but it goes into 36 once. Oh, sorry, I didn't need to bar there. Ooh, my goodness, that gives me 12. 12 is less than 24, so I'm good. And I still have 12 left over, so what I want to do is, with the decimals, I'm going to add a 0 at the end because it doesn't change the value. 120 divided by 24. Well, I think maybe I'll try 4. No. Yes. So 24 times 5 is 120. So the answer is 15 hundredths. Okay, so very real life scenario here. You buy 3 pairs of pants. I think it said in 3 different colors, which is something Mrs. Smith would definitely do. So if I buy 3 pairs of pants for $89, 85, and I know they were the same pair of pants, I can divide by 3 to find out how much I pay for one of them. 3 goes into 8 twice. 2 is less than 3. Bring down my 9. Uh-oh, I forgot to float up my decimal now that I see it as I'm going along. And I would make sure at the end to make sure my answer makes sense. Root of 9 is 27. So that means each pair of pants was $29.95. Okay, now I have 996 thousandths divided by 12 hundredths. So now for the first time, I have a decimal in my divisor, which I do not want. So I'm going to multiply the dividend and the divisor by 100, which slides the decimal twice. Float her up. I'm going to rewrite my problem as 12 is my divisor. And I didn't even need the 0 either. Now it's just 99 6/10. So actually, I'm going to rewrite that again. My mistake. It's 99 6/10. Okay, 12 goes into 99 8 times for 96. 12 times 3 is 36. So my answer is 8 3/10. Okay, in this problem, I see a decimal in my divisor. So times 10. The decimal's at the end of a whole number. So hop once, float her up. Rewrite my problem. 8350 decimal. 125 into 835. Maybe I'll try 4. 500, not enough. Maybe 6. 12, 15, 6, 750. Keep going. 35, 14. 875. That's too much, so I'm going to go with 6 times. Which was 750. 13, that's 85. And I'll bring down my 0. Again, 875 is too much, so I will go 6 times again, which gives me 750. Which gives me 100. I add a 0. I can bring it down. Okay, 875. Maybe I'll try 125 times 9. It's 18. I do 20, 21, 22. 9, 10, 11. Nope, too much, but I see it's only too much by 125. So that means 8 times 125 is 1,000. The answer here is 66 and 8/10. Right, a person's running stride is about 1 1400 times their height. Your friend's stride is 5 472 thousandths. What is their height? So I have to find a number times 1 1400 that gives me 5 472 thousandths. So I'm going to divide. Oops. 5 472 thousandths divided by 1 1400. Decimal in my divisor. Times 100, hop, hop, times 100, float her up. Now I'm going to rewrite this problem as 114, 547, and 2/10, 2 on top. I think 114, maybe I'll try times 4. 156. I wonder what another 114 would do. 567, 570. Nope, that's too much. So I'm going to use times 4. 114. Oops, I'm sorry. It should be 456. Oh, this is why you guys use pencil. Oof. 7 minus 6 is 1. 4, 14, 91. It's less than 114, so I'm good. Bring down my 2. Okay, so now maybe it's 114 times 798. That's not close enough. I'll do 114 times 8. Sometimes it's just messy work here. 8, 9, 10, 11. 8, 9, 12. Look at that. 114 times 8. Right? 114 times 8 is 912. So that means 4 8/10. That means your friend is 4 8/10 feet tall. Ooh, that was a messy one. But I'd still keep all my scrap work. Never erase it. All right. And lastly, to approximate number of bees in a hive. This one's kind of cool. Multiply the number that leave in 1 minute by 3 and divide by 1400ths. You count 25 that leave in 1 minute. So this number here is 25. How many are in the hive? Well, you multiply, I'm just going to reread, multiply 25 times 3 and then divide that number, divide by 14 thousandths. Okay, well, I know 25 times 3 is 75. So I'm going to solve 75 divided by 14 thousandths. Alrighty, let's set that up, and maybe I'll do it over here so I have space. Decimal in my divisor, so I need to multiply 1, 2, 3. That's by 1,000. The decimal's here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Decimal up top. And wow, so now I'm actually going to bring this up here. I have 14 going into 75,000. Wow, okay, so 14 can't go into 7. How many times can it go into 75? 14, 10 goes into 7 about 7 times. So let's try 14 times 7. 98, way too high. Let's try 6. 84, still too high. Let's try 5. Ooh, 70. So 14 times 5 is 70. 14 times 4 is 56. It's still too much. And this is why you always keep your scrap work, because this will become helpful. Since I'm using 14 so many times. 42. So I'm going to use 14 times 3 is 42. 8. 8 is less than 14. Writing down my 0. Always use your arrows so that you don't forget any of your numbers in your dividend. 80. I'm glad I left this here because I can see that I have to go to 70, which is 14 times 5. And I'm left with 100. Ooh, okay. So 14 times 7 is 98. Okay, and I have 2 left over. I could go into decimals of a B, right? Because now I'm getting into the tenths place. But I just want to know how many approximately are in the hive. Well, since I see my decimal is going to be 1/10, I'm just going to keep my whole number and not round up. And I'm going to say approximately there are 5,357 bees in the hive.